it's Russ from the Infectious Groove Podcast and Vinyl Channel. I finally got out of my basement and into a real record store. We're going to talk to the owner of Rock City Music here in Detroit about some special records for him coming right up. If you've seen my Thursday series, you know that every time I do one of these videos, I try and include something about a special pressing to me, or maybe something that's rare and special to others. So I thought, since we were going to do a couple videos here in Rock City Music, that I would ask Nick to sit down with us first and show us some of his more special and rare pressings. Nick, welcome to the show, brother.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm excited.
What have you got to share?
I've got a couple things, things that are special and things that are rare that I wanted to kind of gloat about, I suppose.
Yes, sir. And so we always I do get comments on the channel that'll be like, you know, you're just showing off, right? Yeah. And it's like, I promise I'm not, you know?
I tried to, just run the line of, this is cool to me and you don't see it too often.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely, for sure.
So I'll start with this. This was something I was really happy to find in the wild. My favorite Zappa album, Freak Out. This is the original mono first press. I'm a sucker for mono. Big fan.
I'm not super well versed on Zappa, but I do know that one of the reasons I'm not well versed is because there is a world of information out there about it. So I have to assume if someone is well versed in Zappa, they're looking at going, no shit.
I would think so. It took me a long time to find one, and I walked in somewhere and they had it, and I was like, I've got to take that with me.
So for this, do you own it for the rarity, or do you like that mix better?
I love this album, and I used to play the stereo one, I wore the grooves out on it, as they say.
As they do.
And I always heard that there was a mono version, and I believe on one of the CD reissues it came with both, but I hadn't seen the LP version, so when I did, I had to pick it up.
Oh, yeah.
And it is definitely a different mix than the stereo.
Yeah, a bit like that's one I try hard not to be the guy that buys several copies of the same album.
Yes.
But one of them that I do that with is the White Album, because a mono pressing of the White Album has a wildly different mix.
Different.
Yeah,
Much different.
Than the stereo.
And the White Album's a great example of the mono stereo difference. This is a great example, as well as the Kinks Village Green Preservation Society. Mono against the stereo, completely different mix. They sound
And
great.
before the comment section lights up with the bad comments, we're not arguing mono versus stereo being better. We're arguing different mixes.
Exactly.
Which is a whole different animal.
Exactly.
What else you got for us?
This is arguably my favorite album of all time. Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks.
Right on.
This is a white label promo
of
Blood on the Tracks. So another...
Just FYI, these are a surprise to me, other than the Frank Zappa I saw on the top, so my reactions are going to be natural.
Yes.
When you say any album and you say white label promo, generally the ears perk up.
Yes, I'm a sucker for the white label promo, especially when it's an album I love. Blood on the Tracks, like I said, arguably my favorite album of all time. It does change all the time, but this one specifically. So when I found this, I was like, oh, I gotta have it. I probably own 14 different versions of this record.
Like we were just saying, you don't want to buy a lot of different pressings.
And there's really not any different mixes, honestly.
But however, the only albums that I own several pressings of are ones that are Desert Island albums.
And this is absolutely a Desert Island. If I had to pick 3, this would be one of them.
Is that something you just stumbled across, or were you looking for it?
No, I stumbled across this because for the Dylan people out there, and I think this was placed in a later press jacket, because folks know, I believe it's the first one had this image was the full back cover.
Okay.
I believe it's a Dylan painting. So this being a white label should have been in that jacket, but I do check them all the time just to see if it's a different matrix or whatever. And when I opened this and saw it was that, I was like, oh, I'm taking it.
That's got to be one of the perks of owning and working in the records.
I like to think so, but actually that one didn't walk in, but I have grabbed some stuff.
That way you don't have to be like a character from High Fidelity. What's he doing? Oh, he comes in to look through Blood on the Tracks every day.
Exactly.
Yeah. What else you got for us?
Next thing, the coveted Robert Ludwig Zeppelin II. This, again, found in the wild. It's in very good condition.
So I kid you not, I said I was going to have natural reactions. You might see on camera a theft. Because I have been looking for that record for some time. Nick, tell them what they won. Why is that such a great person?
So obviously, for those that don't know, Robert Ludwig, one of the best mastering engineers, arguably. Again, I know the comment section's going to light up. But he cut this, And this mix is cut significantly hotter than the standard
That's
mix.
what I've always heard, since I've never heard one myself. So we should move on from that. But,
well, here's what's really going to blow your mind.
All right, we'll see you a little bit later with that. I always take pictures of things to put on the screen, and I will take a picture of that price tag, which you'll be able to see in the future in my house because I'm taking that today.
I've got John Bonham tattooed on my arm, so we're not going to go down without a fight here.
You win this argument, then.
Jellyfish, for those that aren't aware, my favorite band of the 90s. This is an original promo of their debut record, Belly Button, with the fold-out cover.
Nice.
Their second record, which I will show in a minute, Spilt Milk, is another one of my Desert Island discs, one of my absolute favorites. If you're not up on Jellyfish, fans of Queen, the Beatles, some psychedelic stuff in there, but really it's power pop to the max. They only did 2 records, both of them
Had to be a
phenomenal front to back.
Old sound to be putting out at that time.
Yeah, and when you look like that in 1990, it tended to go over people's heads.
We'll throw the picture up, but you definitely have my interest with describing them.
Oh, those 2 records are incredible. Prized possession for me.
Never heard of them. Who is this?
Massive Kiss fan.
You know, if they had better marketing,
yeah, right, you would know more about them,
yeah,
right?
people would know more about Kiss.
The special thing about this, the originals came out after the success of Alive. This is their first 3 records. The self-titled album, Hotter Than Hell, Dressed to Kill repackaged into one package. Came with a book, came with trading cards, Kiss Army sticker. You almost never see it with all the inserts. This has
It's a complete package.
Complete.
So now I'm asking this question on behalf of myself and the viewers. I honestly don't know this, and it's a joke to say, oh, Kiss repackaged something. Are the masters or the mixes any different in there, or is it literally?
As far as I know, it's just a repackage.
Okay, but it's the rarity is having everything all
correct. And you can tell by the way this is made. The jacket is very thin. You almost never see them without ring wear, without rips, tears. So this one's overall in beautiful condition, and like I said, it has all the inserts. And then the final thing I wanted to show, just as a rare thing, is my copy of Born to Run that is signed by Bruce Springsteen, signed by Little Steven Van Zandt, and signed by Gary Talent, the bass player. I got all of these autographs myself.
Wow.
So
see, and I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but the only vinyl that I have that is signed, I got myself. That matters so much more to me if they, not to be Chris Farley about it, but when I get time to tell the artist like what the album meant to me or whatever, that means a lot more to me.
Exactly. You get that experience, and I actually, after Bruce signed this for me in Columbus in 2014, a guy that was standing next to me was like, you could have taken the price tag off. Because there's a $2.99 price tag on it, but I left that on there because this was the first copy I had of this album.
Yeah, for sure.
This is what I bought. This was the first time I heard Born to Run was this copy, and that's why I wanted to get it signed.
My personal favorite songwriter of all time, Roger Waters, and all I had for him to sign was a napkin. Because I was completely unprepared.
Wow.
Everybody was like, you didn't even bring your copy of Dark Side of the Moon. I was like, I didn't know it was meeting Roger Waters today.
Yeah, you don't technically think you're going to run into him anywhere.
So that's a wrap up on our Thursday video. We always do stuff from my collection that might be rare, might not be, but it's special. Nick went ahead and hit real hard on the special and rare side of things here. If you're wondering about this store, or if you want to know a little bit more about what they do here, tune into our Saturday video this week, because we are going to do a little bit more in-depth on the store itself, what they sell here outside of records, the vinyl business, and so on. Would you say people should hit subscribe?
Yes, absolutely. I hit subscribe.
Nick hit subscribe. Nick bought a Robert Ludwig Led Zeppelin II, and he hit subscribe, so he makes great choices in life. Thanks for watching.